That's cool.
Yeah, so it puts like a pocket hole in there. So then you, so instead of like, because I have to connect these two, and so instead of going like this, which is a big screw, it's easy to break, it puts them like this.
Oh, cool.
I should have did this from the very beginning, but it's, I think this is a good time to remind you guys, this is not a how-to video. This is a watching me learn through the struggle of how to do it right. This is the second time I've built this, because the first time I did my dimensions wrong. I meant well, but I just did not execute correctly. So, figuring this out as I go. I've talked about this in one of my recent videos, how we watch all these videos on YouTube or social media or whatever it is. And because of our attention spans these days, a lot of things are sped up, and that's just how consumption works these days. And it's really easy to get caught up on feeling like things are taking so much longer for you than it does for everyone else, and I have gotten caught up in that many times, and I get frustrated with that really easily. And so this is also a reminder in me showing you how much I just fumbled with this. I'm still getting used to the pocket hole jig, and none of it went smoothly. This simple project, at least that I thought was gonna be simple, took me a long time, and I just wanted to include that in here and stay, you know, honest about that, because it does take longer than you're going to think, and it's really important to just remind yourself to give yourself grace and to just trust the process. And I say that because I had to remind myself of this many, many times. All right. If I look groggy, it's because I am. I got home really late from working at the brewery last night. I don't know, I just can't shake it. I'm sleepy, but I decided I am getting new cabinets. I'm going to get new cabinets, and I'll explain why I came to this conclusion, but let's just get going. All right, so my whole thing with doing this rebuild was I was going to reuse all my materials, save money the most I could, like do this on a budget, not have this be like this big major project. Well, I'm kind of to the point with these cabinets to where when I first built my bus like a year and a half ago, they were already used cabinets. I bought them from Habitat for Humanity, and they weren't made to be kitchen cabinets, which was nice because they weren't as like deep and they weren't as high, so it kind of was saving area in the bus. Well, I had to do a lot of things to them to make like the plumbing work and all that. There's a lot of holes, a lot of mistakes, a lot of things with them. They even came with like the cake faces weren't like, there's like 3 inches of a cake face, and then it was just like balancing, so they don't even sit flush on the like ground flat. I have to like mount them to my wall and to my ceiling to make them like a flush cabinet, which it's fine. I was reusing materials, budgeting, whatever. Well, I hated the cabinet faces because they collected so much dirt, and I just didn't like them. So I showed you guys, remade the cabinet faces. They look like complete shit. I tried my best, but I was kind of reusing wood for them, and the paint, I'm also just not happy with the paint. I was hoping it would grow on me. I don't love the color. It was supposed to be made for cabinets, and it was kind of expensive, and it's not high quality paint. When I moved my cabinets into the bus yesterday, there's already chipping, and I can just tell if they're already causing me issues that I'm not like super happy with them, I'm only gonna grow to be unhappy with them. And I was really torn because reusing those cabinets was saving me money, and I mean, they did their purpose, but I think I came to terms with these cabinets, and I think this maybe just trying to like make myself feel better about it, but it is valid that if I'm redoing this build, I want to make sure I'm happy with everything. And the fact that I'm already really unhappy with my cabinets and they look like crap, I think it's just worth it to me to get new cabinets and paint them myself. So I'm also getting a different color paint, and so I think this is me just doing future Krissy a favor. The main point here, I guess, is I don't want to spend all this time and energy into rebuilding the bus, getting back in it, and then looking around and not loving it. That is defeating the whole purpose. So I guess this round of building the bus is more of just making sure I'm really happy with everything, because it's for the long term. I'm gonna have this bus for as long as, I don't know, cross my fingers, I'm not selling it anytime soon, but things change. But anyway, so we're going to get new cabinets, we're going to get new paint. Hopefully this works out better. I feel I'm like kind of disappointed in myself that I'm like spending more money, but I think my happiness with the cabinets is what's more important here with me doing all this time. And I guess this is another lesson for me that this is for the long haul, and I need to just spend the extra money in places where it's worth it. Also, let me add, when I'm saying my cabinets look like shit, it's not me being hard on myself. They really do look terrible. When I put the cabinet faces on, it was just not as easy as I thought. Theme of everything, but it just wasn't working right. And I did have like the drawer ones, I had them on all straight, and then when I let them sit there overnight, my drawers like dipped, and I was looking at the slides and everything looked okay, but I think it's like the internal screws, and that's what I mean is like my cabinets have just been beat up and just used. So I think it's just time to invest in new cabinets. Alright, so that was kind of a whole thing. It's like 1 in the afternoon now. It's okay though. I had to go to Home Depot twice because I needed to borrow my dad's truck, and it was not at home, so I had to go pick it up from where he parked it and whatever. But I waited for like, I stood and stared and did calculations and all the dimensions and stuff for the cabinets. I went in there knowing thinking I knew what I wanted, and then once I was in front of things, they actually had more options for like sizes and stuff than they actually showed online that was in stock. Doing a lot of calculations, going back and forth a lot, and then I finally asked someone, because the cabinets I was gonna get was like on the 3rd shelf up. Asked someone to call someone to come and help me get it down, and I waited about 30 minutes, and I was starting to lose my patience because that was a long time. I know that they're busy, and I know that's just how Home Depot is, like it's hard to find help, but while I was waiting, I was like going back and forth trying to decide what to do. And then like a flash, I realized 2 that were right next to each other on the bottom shelf would actually work. It wasn't what I originally was like going for, but it'll be simpler. I'll show you guys that. But so all I did is I asked someone working in that area, like, how do I get these to my vehicle? And so he went and found a cart for me, and he's like, we'll take it up to the front for you, then let the front know, and so I'll bring it to your car. And I was just like, and I helped him get it off the shelf, and I was like, this is so light, I'm just gonna do it myself. He's like, are you sure you don't need help? And I was cashing out the lady. He's like, do you want me to have help come to you to put it in your vehicle? I'm like, I think I'll get it. And this is the 2nd time this has happened when I'm carrying something heavy. Someone in the parking lot offers help anyway, and I appreciate it because they're doing it to be nice, you know. So someone helped me put it into the truck, which I definitely could have done it by myself. It just would have been a struggle with the heavier one and maybe slightly embarrassing, but I appreciate the help, and now we are going home, and it is terrible weather out, so I'm going to be painting these inside the bus, I think. All right, hear me out, hear me out. As I was loading in the cabinets into the bus, I had an idea and I changed my mind. First off, when I first walked into the bus, I realized how much I hate these orange cabinets. Not because, I mean, yes, the color turned out way more orange than the color I was trying to go for, terracotta. But I realized I just don't like the big, bold block of color. So I had been looking for like a flat color, but I think it's still going to give me that feel of a big, bold amount of color. Obviously, I'm indecisive. We all know that. And I think I'd be indecisive about this color. And once I set the cabinets up in here, I looked at how pretty they actually were, the way they were. And then even my mom walked in and was like, wow, those are beautiful cabinets. And I think it would look good if I stained, like oiled, protected these cabinets in kind of like I did with the ceiling, and then have maybe like my couch have some of that terracotta color that I just bought, or some other things. I think it'd be good to keep these cabinets, since they're so big, a natural wood color, and then if I decide I don't like that, I can always paint over them. But I think that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm really indecisive, we know this, but sometimes when you just see things in the space, you have these ideas.